Hello and welcome to another update video about Litecoin. So with Litecoin, we have an interesting situation. So in the previous video, a few days ago, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about this key support area, and I made the case for moving higher here in this fifth wave, so that off the low of the 19th of December low, we started to move up in a 5-wave move. Yeah, so 3 waves complete. Not clearly impulsive, but okay, it can be counted as an impulse. Then here a wave 4 down, that was sort of the status from the last video, and then we made already a new, local high, and the assumption was that we could be on our way in wave 5. Now I think that's still the case, however, it looks like that wave 4 is still ongoing, and that we are still, because we're hovering above this support area, right, but we have failed to create that 5th wave yet, so we haven't really followed through. So I gave you that support area, and anybody who had a buy order sitting here, a limit order, made some profit. Yeah, and here again the reminder that when you trade it like this and when you use these support areas, as soon as the price moves significantly into profit, which it did here, just move up your stop loss. Yeah, move up your stop loss, and then you at least don't get stopped out at a loss, and you can re-enter should the price drop once more into this area, which it might do now. Yeah, so I'm going to take the support area out. It certainly worked, but then again, the message here, when you then see that the price fails to create an impulse, you can start to scale out or just move up your stop loss. That's sort of the advantage of scaling into support areas. So this certainly was not yet the beginning of the 5th wave. I don't think so. At least not in the form I would have liked it to see. So yeah, it could very well be that we're doing an Elliott Wave triangle here to finish off this first wave. And just to zoom out, maybe before we get into that, just to give you an idea of the larger pattern. So the idea was that off the June low, we moved up in a wave 1, leading diagonal. We came down in 2, that's fine. That we had another 1-2 setup here, and that we could generate here another 1-2 setup, but one more high is missing. So that's sort of where we currently are. And then if we zoom in this last pattern here, we are waiting obviously for one more high, but we might need to be a bit patient, because this 4th wave could generate or could unfold as an Elliott Wave triangle, which is what a wave 4 often does. Yeah, so we could have here an A, B, could come down now in C, then there should be a D and an E, and that would complete that Elliott Wave triangle. So, and then it should ideally, let me move that across here, and then it should ideally unfold like that, and then there should be a 4th and 5th as well. But what would be an ideal target for the C wave? So if it is an Elliott Wave triangle, then the target for the C wave is the 61.8 extension of wave A. There you go, we hit it. So we could actually assume that, okay, maybe this was C, maybe this was D, and maybe this was E. Certainly targets achieved. It would be a bit of an odd pattern, but I wouldn't rule out that it's already finished. Okay, so if it follows through to the upside now, we see a break above wave D at $92 and above wave B at 93. We can consider wave 5 has started. Of course, it could very well be that the C wave is still unfolding. So my first view would be, if we break this low at $85, that wave C is still unfolding. Yeah, because in the current situation, if this is wave E, and then this would imply that the wave 4 is over. If it now rallies, wave C has to be in, wave E has to be in, wave 4 is over, and we're now in wave 5. But if we break this previous wave C low of $85.67, then we have to reset the C wave. That would be my first view. And if we break below the A wave low, which is at 79.37, then it's a completely different pattern altogether. Then we probably had here something like an A wave down, overshooting B wave, and we come down in C. Because for this wave 4, we have still a little bit more space, okay, to come down. But I will update you in the next video about that. But that's sort of my view at the moment. It could be an Elliott Wave triangle. It could be finished already. And then it should move higher from here in a 5th wave of 1. Where we could then talk about possible targets, and I can only give you an assumption based on the last lows now, and for that we can take the length of the third wave. We go to the low of the fourth, which would be the end of that triangle, and then target would be between $101.56 and $111 for the fifth wave. So if I now take that out and we zoom out again, is there another possibility to count it? Yes, there is, and the idea here would be that yes, this was a 1-2 unchanged, but that the move of the November low was just another diagonal. Yeah, so another diagonal within a 1-2 setup, and as I just told you, this move here is not really impulsive either. So we could say that maybe all of this was a wave 1 in a diagonal, here a wave 2 in a diagonal. This here was the wave 3 in the diagonal. This here should now at some point come down in a wave 4 of a diagonal. Again, as I just said to you, it could then just be a wave 4 if we come down lower in a larger ABC. And we could then still get one more high in a fifth wave, which would finish off this wave 1. And then we could come down in 2. And then we could rally in 3. So it depends on which support levels are now holding, but the diagonal pattern here would always be the fallback scenario, under which still further highs are possible, as long as we hold this 61.50 level from December. Okay, and that's my update about Litecoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.